a great event for both teams and just kind of driving awareness for Hockey Fights Cancer. Also Cancer Can't. Last year, we were able to work with the boosters in terms of supporting the Nyland family in Super Ellie. Did a lot with them and have built a great relationship with them over the last year to help Ellie. This year, between Marshfield and Duxbury, Cancer Camp's the beneficiary of tomorrow's Green Cup, and we're going to, obviously every dollar we raise there will help people fighting cancer. What you guys have done so far with Hockey Fights Cancer is tremendous. $15,000, I think, as of this morning. Third out of 100 different programs in the country. So congratulations all you guys and girls, that's a great effort. Eric had asked me to kind of talk about what that fundraising does. How does that help the people that are going through that cancer and that disease? It's twofold, right? Hockey Fights Cancer is supported by the V Foundation. They are more on kind of the upfront side. So every dollar that you raise over the last couple weeks and today will go to fighting, to supporting cancer research. How do we prevent it? They've been doing that for 30 years and are going to continue on. However, all their efforts, unfortunately, doesn't mean that there's no cancer. A lot of the people in this room are actually kind of know somebody or have dealt with themselves fighting cancer. That's where Cancer Can't comes in on the back end. Locally, on the South Shore, we started this, actually friends of ours, Joe and Jamie Callahan out of Duxbury, started the foundation about 6 years ago after Jamie had stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, was able to beat it, and the overwhelming support they had from their community then led to them wanting to pay it forward. Jamie was one of Meg's best friends. We worked with them and many others to start, they started Cancer Can't, we worked with them to kind of grow it. In 6 years, we've now raised over just about $600,000 that we've given to, in different ways, to over 250 families on the South Shore. Whereas the V Foundation, Hockey Fights Cancer, is kind of driving research to prevent cancer. We are there directly for the families that are going through it, that have been through it, or mourning the loss of and from. Who dropped their phone? We do it in a bunch of different ways. We hold a bunch of different fundraisers, cornhole tournaments, charity hockey games, coaches games with the Breakers, Pembroke Youth Program. We do a benefit concerts and a big fishing tournament. Through those dollars we raise and we help, like I said, whether it's financial needs of those families that are going through it, pay their bills, pay their medical bills, or if it's something as simple as just providing meals to those that while they're going through treatments, they're not home, they can't provide for their family or be there all hours of the day. So every little thing that you guys have done so far and the Green Cup tomorrow will do, will all go back to helping two causes, finding a cure, and then also helping those families that are going through it. So I thank all you guys, I thank all the parents, I thank everybody who supported us, whether it was coming up through Breakers, through Marshfield Youth Hockey, or different, coming to our events. We really appreciate that. So I think that's probably all I have for prepared remarks. I'm gonna hand it over now to somebody who's much more distinguished than I am. Kacey Bellamy, who is a track and field on and off the ice. She is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, including gold, probably 7 more world championships, played at UNH, so she's been there, done it all. She's going to be able to provide some insight to that and how that will impact all you guys. So, thank you.
Thank you. To go off what Gabe said, obviously, with Cancer Can't holds a very special place in my heart. So let's remember tomorrow when you're playing, you're playing for something bigger than yourselves. And we held that to be true every single time. That was kind of our mantra with the national team, because we were basically representing our country every time we stepped on the ice, and we were playing for something bigger than ourselves, okay? And it leaves a very lasting impression. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my story, but I want to hand out my medals so you get a chance to see them, see what they look like. If you don't have time to after, I think it's very important for you just to get a look, maybe a little motivation, right? So this first one, it looks dented. It's not. They all came that way. Okay, this was my first Olympics, Vancouver, Canada. Probably my most fun Olympics because I was 21 years old, and It was sold out every single game in Canada, but we lost, so it sucked. Right after that, 4 years later, Russia, Sochi. Obviously, you have such pain from losing, and you have to figure out what you're going to do those next 4 years. Because, right, Olympics is every 4 years, so you have to wait, prepare. And this one was probably the most heartbreaking loss of my career. And we were winning the game 2-0 with 3 minutes left. Canada scored 2-1. It went off of my leg, personally. And then they tied it up with a minute left, and then we went into overtime, and they scored on a power play. So this one sucks, but it's obviously an honor to have a silver medal. But where I come from, we don't like to lose, okay? And I'm sure a lot of you feel that way. And that's where the kind of transformation of my entire career began, really, after that, and what I learned, the adversity. The next 4 years, it was all eating, sleeping, and breathing hockey, and trying to get better, film, strength and conditioning, mindset. And, you know, you get gold, and it's not about the color. Obviously, I wish all 3 of these were gold, but the lessons that I learned from those 2 silvers to get to this was the most important. And just pass them around. We'll collect them at the end. We can get pictures, but you know, I do a lot of motivational speaking talks. I speak for about an hour, so how do I condense that into 10 minutes, right? Usually I have a lot of visuals throughout my entire experience, from growing up playing boys hockey all the way up till 8th grade, high school, and then obviously the Olympics and that journey. I grew up in Western Massachusetts, so girls hockey was really non-existent in the 90s at that time, so I had no choice but to play boys hockey. And boys, you don't want a girl on your team, I get it, and so that's how it was for me. It was really tough, but it was probably the best thing I could have done for myself, because the mental toughness that I grew to have throughout, you know, that 7 years old all the way up to 14 was so important for me. I felt like I was on an island a lot, because the boys didn't want me on their team. The parents didn't think a girl should be playing hockey, so I woke up every single day and just tried to prove them wrong. Over time, I got better. I was playing full body check, and I played with 2 brothers. So guys, I know the side of hockey for, you know, the pond hockey, the strength and conditioning, the street hockey. Anytime I played with my brothers, it was no rules. Ball went on the grass, it was full body check. So definitely had a lot of injuries growing up, but like I said, it made me mentally stronger. I got to the point where I was kicking the boys' asses. I was a defenseman. I started out forward, and I was always last person back because I didn't want anyone by me going to the goaltender. So I became a defenseman, and I'd say the physicality of my play became what I was known for, especially in boys. And I started hitting the boys a lot more. They didn't like me, so started to get rough. And then I transitioned into girls hockey and got a lot of penalties when I started with girls hockey. So it was a very, very tough transition, but I was in 8th grade, boys were starting to get bigger. I had to make a decision what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to be an Olympian. That, I think, was the most important aspect of my youth. Was 2002, the Olympics happened, and the first one was 98, but I was very young. 2002, though, I was in high school, and right then and there I said, I'm going to be an Olympian one day. And you know, when you're young, you have that dream, could be really far-fetched, but in the world that I live in, if you think about something and you have a dream and you do something every single day, small goals to get to that dream, you're going to accomplish it. And I'll tell you right now, I think the biggest thing at your age is, where do you want to be when you're a senior? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go to college? What's your passion? It might not be hockey, right? I know right now it probably is, and that's your focus. But over time, you're going to learn what your passion is going to be, and you want to be fulfilled with everything. But with that, you have to set goals. And in order to reach those goals, you have to set small goals every single day in order to get there, okay? I'm such a type of person that hates losing, like I said. So when it came to after Sochi, I set so many goals for myself and wrote them down that I probably accomplished about 90% of them. Obviously, the big one was win a gold medal. First one, like I said, was become an Olympian. Vancouver, reached my dream. Okay, so what's my next goal now, right? We don't stop after we reach our goal. We set higher goals for ourselves. And over my entire career, I would say the mindset is the biggest piece, right? I think at this age, it's hard to fathom how to, do visualization and imagery and those techniques, but I learned it 30 years old more so in my Olympic national team career, and it's the difference maker in if you're successful or not. Separating the good from bad is all right here. You can train your butt off in the strength and conditioning area. You can do as many sprints as you want. You can shoot, you can stick handle. If you're not thinking positive thoughts day in and day out, visualizing plays on the ice, making good saves, and doing it with all 5 senses and making it as descriptive as you can, you're gonna reach your goals. And I think you're living at a time right now where, what's the coolest fad, right? Who are my friends? Who am I hanging out with? I think if you really want to be successful in life, the mindset is going to be the difference maker for you. So much to put into this. Adversity, huge. I think right now at this age, you guys have so many pressures when it comes to social media and comparison of other players on the other teams. You all have your own path. If you're going to go Division 1, Division 3, club team, not even going to play hockey in college, it doesn't matter. You're on your own path, so don't think, oh, this girl's going and getting, scholarship to Dartmouth. Don't think about that. You have to think about what you want out of your life and get there, right? Good story here. Surround yourself with the right people, okay? I know that you're in a group with your team. You don't have to be best friends, but you got to respect each other. Team culture is the most important, and you're not going to get anywhere individually. At Berkshire, I was a senior. I started hanging out with some people, probably not the right crew. We went up to the mountain where bad stuff happens, and I thought they were just going up there to take a few photos for photography class. They took out a pack of cigarettes. I didn't smoke a cigarette, but I was there, guilty by association. My field hockey coach was walking the dog. Came right down, saw the whole thing happen. So I got sent to the dean of students office. I got my captaincy taken away for field hockey, and I sat. And it was a huge turning point in my life because from that day on, I surrounded myself with the right people, right? The right values. Who's going to push you to be better every single day? Don't fall in line with people that are going to bring you down or talk shit or gossip, okay? We all know who does that, but that's going to bring you down a level. You want to always be up here and what's your full potential, right? And that's how you're going to separate yourself in life. I wasn't the most talented, right? I worked my butt off. I tried to do the right thing every single day, and I tried to surround myself with the best people, right? And I was coachable, right? I played my role. I was on the national team. I would be number 1D at times, some tournaments, and then there were some tournaments where I was sitting against Canada, which was the worst feeling in the world. But in both of those instances, my mindset was always the same. I was always going to be a good teammate and a good leader. Yes, internally, did I hate it? Did I want to be out on the ice? 100%. But if I had an attitude, my teammates were going to see that, and they were going to, probably think, oh, why does she have an attitude? She's not playing. It's going to bring the whole morale of the team down. Instead, I was always trying to come in, pump them up, see what I could do in between periods to help them out. Always positive talk. And, I'll end with this. Going off the mindset, just try to look into visualization. I made some index cards for you guys. Kind of talks about having a goal, setting small goals to get there. Non-negotiables are hard work, discipline, and consistency, right? Non-negotiable. Being a good person, character, non-negotiable. If you can really dive into the mindset piece, understanding the sitting, before a game in the locker, and putting as much detail as you can about thinking about the good plays, feeling the puck on your stick, making that save, feeling it on your pad, the blocker, feeling the edges and hearing the edges of the ice, those little things, if you can really hone in on and start to learn and adapt and consistently do it, I'm telling you right now, that's going to be the difference maker. Okay, so I really hone in on mindset the most, and I'll leave you with this. I left this with Duxbury. I talked to them too. Sorry, guys. But if I were to give you one piece of advice out obviously love the game, be passionate, but like I said, I hated losing more than I enjoyed winning, and I hope everyone has that burning fire like that. My advice would be always have the highest expectations of yourself, but don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Always expect the best from yourself, but if you win or lose, have a bad play, if you gave it your all, take it in after the game, figure out the mistakes you made. After you go to bed, next morning, new day, new game, okay? Don't dwell on it, just figure out how you're gonna fix it and keep that positive talk, okay? I'm gonna be here for pictures. I have some index cards, but I want you guys to have a great game tomorrow. Like I said, you're playing for something bigger than yourself, okay?
I want to thank Kacey for coming today. Thank Gabe for bringing her to this. I think she had a very powerful message. Thank the boosters for hosting and putting on this event, and TJ and his staff as well. Just one quick announcement. Tomorrow, she said, it's more than a game, okay? It's a big cause being done. There's a special ceremony, I'm not sure if everyone's aware, between the girls' game and the boys' game tomorrow. Youth hockey is working and going to be retiring Danny Shan's number 23. It's going to be hanging above our locker room, the boys' locker room. Be a ceremony between the games. After the girls' game's over, you'll go through a handshake line. The boys will come on the ice, and all the players will be there for the presentation. So everyone will be on the ice. So I think that's something special. It just shows what that day means for everyone in this community as well. So just be prepared for that. That's all I have, and best of luck to everyone tomorrow. Okay? Turn it back to Kacey.
Yeah, I mean,
How do you wanna do it? It's gonna be really tight, actually.
it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
We could take it in teams. We can take the girls.
Okay. Might be good.